Hey everybody, welcome back to my video on strings as part of my object-oriented programming course. Let's continue with strings. So I'm going to give you a real good example on how we can manipulate some strings here, and we can use the functions that come with the Java programming language. So I'm going to get rid of that, and then let's do string sentence, and then we'll call this I hate text processing. Let me change that to I love, because I like being positive. So we have a sentence, and we've assigned it this particular string, and the first, let's say the first task is I want to find the position of where the word love is. Very easy. So I can say int position equals, and then remember, sentence has all these methods available to it. So I can say sentence dot. Now, what would be the best function? I keep saying function, but in Java it's called method. Would be the best method to use to find the position of the word love. And if you look at each one, this one index of will actually tell us where the index of a word will start. So let's use that. So we'll do index of, and then we'll put in love, right? And then if I system.out.println that, we'll run that real quick. So the position here, it's giving me 2. Why? Because remember 0, 1, and 2, that's where the index of love starts. So on the second index, that's my position of where that word love starts. So that's the job of index of. So simple, right? Simple. I had a problem. I wanted to see where love starts, and then I can just use this index of method to find out what position it starts at. Okay, here's a second task that maybe you can try and do yourself. So suppose I wanted to extract the string after anything after love, right? So if I added anything after that, so here I added text processing, we'll use that as a first example. But anything after love, I want to substring that and just print it out, right? So we know the position of love, right? We know where it starts, but we don't want well, obviously we know where it ends, but let's say it wasn't love, it was another word. So for argument's sake, what we can do is we can say, okay, I want the ending of the string, right? And we can say that sentence dot. Remember, when you want something in the middle, you can use the substring, and in this part we're going to use 2 parameters. So where are we going to start? Well, I really want to start here, but I want everything after love. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take where position is, right? We have the position where love starts, and then we're gonna concatenate that, okay? And we're gonna say, I'm sorry, we're only gonna use the first overloaded method. We're not gonna use the second one. We're gonna take the position, and then we're gonna concatenate and add, not concatenate, but add the number of letters in love. Okay, because I really want to start over here. I don't want to start over here. If I start over here, then it's going to give me this whole thing, okay, up to here. And I don't want that. What I want is I want to start after love, so over here, okay? So how do I find that? Well, let's think about that for a second. Why don't you pause the video and see what do I need to add to position. We know that position is going to give me 2, right? Because of 0, 1, 2. But what do I need to add to position so that it skips over the love word? So let's pause the video and see if you can find the method for that, and how would I do that. So I'll wait 10 seconds. Okay. Now, if I want to skip the word, okay, so I would say love dot length. Okay. So love dot length is the length of the word love. So this will give me 4, right? So here we have the length of love, right? And we know that it starts at 2. So 2 plus, right? This is a math equation. 2 plus the length of love, we're going to give me somewhere over here. And then that is my substring position, right? Which is going to give me this thing here. Remember the substring method, you see that the IntelliSense, it says begin index. I'm going to start at the index that I want. In this case, it's going to be position plus the love length. And then because I didn't pass the second parameter, it's just going to give me everything after. So let's take a look at that example here. System.out.println. And then we'll just print out ending, right? So I'll do that. And there you see it says text processing. Now, if you notice, right, it actually gave me the space, right, and then text processing, and that's a given. Okay, now if I wanted to get rid of this space, what would I have to do? What do you think I would have to do? Well, because this is love and space, I would do love space here. Okay, and let me run that again. And there you see that the space is gone, right? By me doing that, I just increased the starting position, right, 1 by 1, and then I was able to get just text processing. So it's very meticulous when we're doing text processing with these functions, but the functions make it a lot easier for us to do. Okay, let's do another example. So for this example, I want to replace the word love with adore. Okay. In line 6, you'll see that what I've done is I just want to show you what the position is representing, and I'm gonna print out the word love starts at index and then concatenate it. So when I use a string with any other data type, it's gonna try and concatenate it as a string. It's not gonna do any type of mathematical addition. Okay, so it's very different when C++, where you had to do C out and then the insertion operator. Here you just use the concatenation sign for the string. If it's a two math operators, and just like here, it's an integer and then the length returns back an integer, then it's going to do the math operation. Here it's just going to do the concatenation. So if I run that, you'll see that over here on my output says the word love starts at index 2, right? And we already understand how that is calculated. So 0, 1, and 2. Now I want to replace the word love with adore. So let's just write a little comment here and say replace love with adore. And what we can do is first we're gonna reassign our sentence and say sentence is equal to, because I'm gonna replace the value here, right? And sentence is equal to sentence, and then this time we're going to use the overloaded substring value. So we're going to say substring, we're going to go from position 0 to where love starts, right? Because that's the word that we want to replace, right? So from 0 over here, right? And then we want to do, and remember, substring, what does it return now? Let's hover over it. It returns a string. So if we put a plus sign, it's going to do concatenation of strings. It's not going to do any type of mathematical operation. So out to that position, then I'm going to add adore. Okay. And then we already have the ending, right? We have the ending over here. We're going to reuse that. So we'll do ending. Right? And then if I print this out, I just did a whole replacement of my sentence, right? So let's take a look. So here it is. So it says I adore and then text processing. Now there's something wrong here, right? First of all, the ending, okay, I did strip out the space, so I'm not gonna do that anymore. So I'm gonna take this, put it back, and we're gonna compile again. So there you go, right? I adore text processing. I just replaced the word love with adore. Again, notice how I concatenated this result of my substring, this string, because I replaced it, right? And then I just added the ending, which we got from this line 5, doing string manipulation. So again, you have a lot of methods that you can use for string manipulation, and anytime you need to do some type of replacement or finding the occurrence of a certain string data type will allow you to do that easily. Okay, so join me on the next video where we'll get into more of the Java syntax, and we're actually going to we're going to take a step in a different direction, and we're going to talk about input. Okay, input. Hope to see you there.